think we're groovy. I'm trying to keep with maybe this thematic thing I had going on where, you know, like, before we were doing the ocean theme, did ocean sounds, and Zen Garden had some Zen sounds. So I figured I found some highway sounds. I was like, alright, let's give that a shot. Because I keep getting pinged for copyright, so I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to keep getting dinged and donged and what have you. How's everyone's Halloween? Our nose will be here. So, that's my answer. Where were we? We were putting in some ingredients, right? Getting our trees ready. Real quick, before I forget, close do this. Right up there. Let's see it done. Yeah, photo. Reference photo. Whatever. I'm gonna go as long as I can tonight, just so everybody can see. Like, I got the stink eye. Like, it's not real pink eye. Like, it's like allergic, like deviated septum type crap. It's garbage. But I think either last night, either my fog machines or my neighbor's fire pit, which was blowing smoke all in my area too. Plus, we've been fighting this type of sinus infection going around the house anyway. One of or a combination of all of them set this off again. So, I've been eye washing all day and shit, taking medicines and what have you. It's not too bad right now. So, it looks a lot worse than it actually feels. But I'm also nearing the end of my like Dayquil or whatever thing, which is usually what helps it. So I'm kind of gonna need to take something soon. But other than that, Halloween was a fucking blast for us. We had lots of kids. Had a lot more kids than I expected for a Wednesday night. Holy shit, we got killed. This is great. I mean, I love it. Especially considering how many of them usually end up as flybys for me. They literally see my house and just go, nah, we're going elsewhere. How's everyone else's Halloween? Anybody got kids out there? Take their kids around? Did you go around? I don't know. So I can't go around. Usually I'm just in charge of just scaring, but it's because my in-laws usually come over to hand out the candy. My in-laws weren't doing that because they just moved to a new place, so they wanted to see what it was like around their area. And plus, my father-in-law was supposed to have surgery today, which didn't happen, unfortunately, because of a medical thing for the doctor or whatever. Something he had to take care of a surgery that was like an emergency, and it bumped my father-in-law. So. We're laughing at my son because my son does not eat much in the way of candy. Like he'll eat like a few Starbursts. He does not like chocolate at all. So he doesn't touch chocolate ever. But he went trick or treating with his friends and like came back with a mountain of candy. And this area is always good for that anyway, so we knew he was going to come back with it. It just makes us laugh because his sister did not stay out that long. She wanted to come back and help scare people with Daddy. My oldest came by for a visit too. She was taking her other sister out from her mother's side. But they got done early because the area where they are is pretty dead. And she said, come over. And I was like, well, yeah, you should have brought her. And I was like, everybody's popping tonight. But she said her sister didn't want to come out. She was done. Okay. 'Cause, my nose is gonna be running all night. Like it's gonna be a rough night. But I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna keep working. I didn't stream last night. I did a little quick pop on just if you didn't see it. You know, like a quick little 1-minute video or whatever. And then you see me being an idiot afterwards. So like I think I'm. Oh wait, I'm still recording. Kind of thing. But we Halloween's like my favorite. I saw what I'm doing next year. Next year I'm going to be scaring some parents. And probably a few adventurous teenagers. Instead of that. Next year what I'm going to do. I have a old electric cooler over there. And I'm going to be... I saw a video where somebody did this and I was like, oh, I got to do that. I got to do that. Like, absolutely. They had like a thing on the cooler. It said free beer. You open it up and there's a snake, you know, like a fake snake tied to the lid so it pops up. I'm like, oh, that's being done next year. Absolutely. It's a cheap but extremely effective gag. And I love those things, you know. I still love my ghillie suit because of that. Because what's great is, even though I'm not wearing the ghillie suit, even when the kids are like literally looking at me, they're looking at the ghillie suit waiting for it to jump up because they know I was in there last year. So they'll be looking at me. This year I was like an evil ringmaster. And they're looking dead at me like, that thing's real over there. I'm like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows? It's funny I'm using these car sounds because I could literally just open up my car or my window over here, probably hear 95 from here. Now I do want to go to sleep if the window's open. I put on my music. I got the sound effect here. Good enough for me to listen to. With a grudge like a crown, negativity, calculate what we will not tolerate, desperate to control, all and everything, unable to forgive and stop. Clutch it like a cornerstone, otherwise it all comes down. Justifying idols and crimp 'em to the lonesome man. Clutch it like a cornerstone, otherwise it all comes down. Justifying open in a prison cell, Saturn our sense. Choose 1 or 10. and all your fears. I'm born again. I'm born again. Clutch it like a cornerstone, otherwise it all comes down. Just by not grip him to the lonesome man. Saturn ascends, comes round again. Saturn ascends for 1 or 10. Ignorant to the diligent. Activity calculator. Unable to forgive, sinking deeper. Confine him. Confine him. Awful loud. Spits you out like a child. Santa comes back around, lifts you up like a child, drags you down by his throat to consume you until you just let this go. Just let this go. That's a little questionable. I'm gonna do that. Wait. Oh, okay. I'm good. Alright. Yeah, okay. These aren't... I had these, like... I was viewing them like they were things behind this, but they're actually in front of it. I just went right through. Okie dokie. Okie days? Misa paint for you now. If I did that instead. My streams from now on, I'll just talk in Jar Jar speak. Just be like, Misa gonna mix a little turquoise blue in here. Misa making happy pissed off at trees. came from a distance. And I do seem like a little low energy too tonight, especially. It's also worth noting that this eye problem kept me up all night last night. I'm running on I got about maybe an hour's worth of sleep last night. And then today I was able, finally, after I took some medicine, after I got like the second helping of it, basically, I fell asleep about 11:30 and I woke up about 2:30. So that's about all the sleep I had. And then I had to go outside and take down all my decorations. Not all my decorations, but all the, like, good ones. All the stuff I don't put out until actual Halloween night, I had to bring in today. Which I had intended to do when I came from work, rather than, you know, in the afternoon, but which is good. I got all this stuff in. How's the highway? Is it too much? Is it annoying? See, this is why I need people to start talking a little more, just so I need feedback. I want to make the channel good for the viewers. But if I ain't got nobody talking, I don't know what's happening. Shut up. Nothing. Nobody tells me nothing. I was having fun with the kids last night, though. Like, I was doing... Depends on basically when someone set off my jumping spiders. Like, I have the jumping spiders you find at, like, Spirit Halloween or whatever. Alright, I got 2 of them. And they're sound activated, and the one's foot pad activated as well. But I very rarely ever have to activate the foot pad because kids usually start screaming and it goes off anyway. So if the kids startled it, you know, set it off or whatever... I had a whip that I bought at Party City. And so I just start snapping the whip. And they're pretty shitty whips, but they're better than the ones that were at Spirit Halloween. And so it was getting like, it'd give a snap sometimes just go, but when it snapped really good, down spiders, down! I said get down! Yeah. But then sometimes when kids were coming up, and they were, you know, not really setting them off, as long as they were like older kids. I wouldn't do it to the little ones. I don't do it to the little ones. Snap the thing. But sometimes you get the little ones coming up when the big kids are coming up too, and so they get triggered and, you know, not meaning to scare the little kid. But then I start yelling at them and tell the spider to get down. My one friend, her son came up, and he saw me yelling at the spiders to get down, and, you know, he felt like I was really doing it. So then, he actually came back later, pretty much just to see the spiders and tell me to. He's looking, tell them spiders get down. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I was cracking up. And he tried to trick or treat again, and his mom's like, "You already were here. We were here. That's why you know the spiders were here." And I'm like, dude, we've got plenty of candy at this point. I mean, we still got a lot of kids, but we actually still had a good amount left over. But again, I have a lot of kids that don't come up. They get to my steps, and they look at it, and then they go, hmm. And then I usually end up chasing them down the street. That's what I do. I'm really disappointed. My neighbor across the street did not. She usually goes really big, and they didn't do anything with it this year. They didn't set up or anything, and I was like, oh wow. I mean, they were still giving out candy, I believe, but they weren't like as big as they usually are. And the nice thing about their house, like it's another twin across the street, but they both sides of the house, yeah, the twins have walls, and then the center stairwell that they share. So if you go up those stairs, and both yards are fenced in too. So if you go up those stairs, you're stuck. If someone's, you know, like the crazy ass across the street, me, you know, decides to go over there and stand in your way from leaving, you can't get out. So it used to be one of my favorite things, because they'd go over there, they'd get scared, and they, you know, or they actually it was usually they'd come over to my house, get scared. They go across the street, they start getting scared there, and then they realize they can't leave there because there I am at the bottom of the steps. See, my yard's open, so they can just run across the, you know, they'd trip over cords left and right if they tried it, but technically they could get away from another direction in my yard, but I had fun with them. I had one kid come up to me last night and said, "Can you scare my friend over there? She's the nerd. She's dressed up as a nerd." Yeah, okay. I had some other kids that, again, it was towards the end of the night, and we're trying to get rid of some leftover candy and stuff, and I see them at the street, and I was like, "Step up, one and all," you know. I'm the ringmaster, and you know, I'm also, by the way, drinking. I drink rum on Halloween, which is why it's even more astonishing that I did not get any sleep last night, because I had a good amount of rum in me. I took NyQuil before bed too, and melatonin, and I couldn't sleep at all. But anyway, by the end of the night, I get very bold, and I start screaming at people. And so they came back, but they'd been there, and the guy's like, "Oh, man, I don't like them spiders, man. Keep them spiders under control." And I was like, "Oh, they're perfectly trained." And I snapped the whip and jumped out. The kid, "Man, I told you, no, I don't like these spiders, man. I don't like these spiders." The teenagers are the best. I love the teenagers that put on a brave face, and they'll keep coming back because they're thinking they're being brave, but you can tell they're terrified out of their minds. And all it takes is like a little follow. You know, if you just jump down behind them or whatever as they're walking away, holy shit, you'll never see them, you know, anybody run so fast. I mean, they could probably outrun Usain Bolt from the way they move from my house. That's great is with even though it's not like a real whip, it still makes a good snap. So I snap that as I jump down or whatever, and boom, gone. I love it. But see, my neighborhood has that reputation. It's always been that way. So for us, you know, for me, it was like one of the major selling points of moving in here was that I'd have Halloween like awesome, you know. We had a bunch of kids though. I know came back a few times just because they were like, there was a little boy who his dad had taken him around earlier, and his mom was taking him out again, you know, for the second shift. I guess they'd empty out his bowl or whatever. And he goes, "I remember him," and she's like, "Wait, were you here already?" Now, I was standing actually a little on my neighbor's property, so she thought I was over there. And she's like, "Did you go to this house?" I don't know. And I was like, I knew the kid was there, but I'm like, whatever. I was like, let him go again. And she goes, Did he come here? I'm like, I don't know. My wife was then candid at that point, so she's like, I don't know. I wasn't here. He was the one doing it. The only sad part of last night was that I had a pint glass that said, "I drink and I know things" from Game of Thrones. And I had it on my steps. That was where my rum was. And I snapped the whip, and on the back end of the snap, kind of wrapped around the glass. So when I went to move the whip again, pulled the glass down. So that was sad. As long as I can, because I have to. Because what I could take next, I have to take NyQuil next. I can't take the Dayquil, so I'm trying to push it out, but I'm going to have to take it. So this can get real low energy in like an hour. My apologies. I just want to make sure that we're still working. Keep everything moving, you know? Like, that's the thing right now. Keep everything moving forward, because that's what it's all about right now. Yeah, let's go. I know the pieces fit, 'cause I watch them fall away. Mildew, the smoldering from the mental differing. Intention juxtaposed will send to love all souls in motion. Celebrated as it goes, testing our communication. The light, fuel, the fire, bent is burnt a hole between us, so cannot seem to reach in a crippling our communication. I know the pieces fit, 'cause I watched them fumble down. No fault, none to blame. It doesn't mean I don't desire to point the finger, blame the other. Watch the temple topple over to bring the pieces back together. Rediscover communication. The poetry, it comes from the squaring off between. It is within finding beauty and righteousness. There was a time that the pieces fit, but I watched all away. Mildew, the smoldering from the buyer. Comforting, I've done the math enough to know the dangers of a second guessing. To the crumble, the less we grow. Something about communication. It's like that. I had to call out of work. Like, I sent an email to my boss like 2 in the morning because I was so freaking exhausted. I was like, I'm not coming in. I can't do it. My eye's killing me. I gotta check to see, like that. See, I gotta look into getting an ear, nose, and throat doctor. That's for sure. It's definitely like a septum deviation or whatever. It's causing all this all the time. But I gotta check to see if there's something to it with like the medications I take for the depression to find out if it's like that's weakening my immune system to this stuff all the time. I get these all the time now. It wasn't like that all the time before. Or could it be I'm an old fart? That could be it too. Silence. A tendency to atrophy any sense of compassion. Between phone blows and lovers, between full blows and lovers. Seen you this this once warm I hold now. Wide-eyed makes me feel eternal. All this pain is an illusion. We barely remember who and what came before this precious moment, choosing to be here right now. What's the one I want? The experience, choosing to be given this body holding me, the reminder here that I am not alone. This body holding me, we live eternal. All this pain is an illusion. In this reminder here that I am not alone. This body holding me, we live eternal. All this pain is an illusion. Turning around with this familiar parable, spinning, weaving round each new experience. Recognize this as a moment, celebrate this chance to be alive and breathing. A chance to be alive and breathing. This body holding me reminds me of my own mortality. Embrace this moment. Remember, we live it. All this pain is an illusion. Just see if we get a different tone out of there. Just a little bit different. Suck it, boy, you can suck it, boy, you can suck it, suck it. It's like a little tick, fat little parasite. Only try. My friend bruised and borrowed, you thieving pascals. Hope this is what you wanted. Hope this is what you had in mind. 'Cause this is what you're getting. I hope you're choking. I hope you choke on this. I hope you're choking. I hope you choke on this. I can take it, take it, no, I can take it. Got a lot to get to. Blood sucking parasite. I started reading an interesting article today, and again, I'll say started because I can't really, with my eye being the way it is, I couldn't really sit through and get through a whole thing like that. But I was talking about being, I guess, an impressionist in a academic realist world or whatever, I guess, or whatever. And it's interesting. I guess, you know, from what I could gather from the article, it talked basically like, it's kind of like being, if you're like a modern impressionist painter, like, I don't know, you're seeing like it's almost like a dinosaur or something. Like, it's certainly something I can relate to, because it's just like you have, you know, in art school, at least where when I went, it was like you had either full-on abstractionists, and that's all they ever wanted you to do, you know, as your teachers or whatever. Or you had people that were, you know, like hyper-realists, and they wanted you to, you know, if you're in between there, as Impressionism tends to fall, or even more so, Post-Impressionistic styles such as this, they tend not to like it. Like you fight, it's on both sides of the aisle. Like, it's like, you know, nobody wants, like, oh, well, that was done already. It's like, well, so was your ship done already, technically. I said many times, so I don't think I'm going to stay always here. I'm here now, and I'll be here for maybe a little longer, and whatever, you know. If I had kept painting for the last 20 years and not stopped to try to break into comics, or tried to, you know, not had the issue where I had to cause me to seal this place up for a while, like, if any of that stuff didn't happen, you know, maybe we're talking a different story here. And I would have had a different style by this point. Got a bunch of greens. Where's my greens? This is let's glove that there we can take off of. There's something I was always confused by when I was in school though. It's like, you know, there's always these I said when I went, you know, I guess I naively thought art school was going to be like super accepting of everything, and it was just like, no, they don't like that at all. At least they didn't. Let's put it that way. I likened it to like to me what I view when I'm thinking about what I'm doing and what I, you know, what I'm after or whatever. It's I want to call it like the Simpsons coat hanger theory. That's a good like reference point. There was a Simpsons episode where I forget why the door was locked or whatever. They were trying to break into Bart's room or Maggie's or something. I forget. But the door was locked and they were trying to get in there, and they tried to pick the lock with a coat hanger. They can't do it. So then it like cuts to a little bit later, and there's Homer ramming Bart's head into the door or whatever, and then they try to think of something else. And meanwhile, Lisa pops the door open and they said, "Hell, how'd you do that?" She said, "Well, I did the coat hanger again. Why is it in this house when we try something, if it doesn't work the first time, we just give up on it and do something different?" And I kind of look at it like that, like what. I feel like there's something else here. It just wasn't seen or wasn't touched yet. I hope I'm able to find, or at least I hope I'm able to inspire somebody else to find it. Oh, the weird man's waxing all philosophical again on this. I know, I shouldn't do that. And white are all I see in my infancy, red and yellow and came to be, reaching out to me, lets me see. It's below, so above and beyond, I imagine. Beyond the lines of reason, push the envelope, watch it bend. Overthinking, overanalyzing, severing the body from the mind. Withering my intuition makes opportunities I must feed my will to feel the moment drawing way outside the lines. Black and white are all I see in my infancy. Red and yellow and pink to be reaching out to me. Lets me see so much more. It beckons me to look through to these infinite possibilities. As below, so above and beyond, I imagine. Drawn inside the lines of reason. Push the envelope, watch it bend. Overthinking, overanalyzing, severing the body from the mind. Withering my intuition makes opportunities to buy. My will to feel this moment, passing it across the light, reaching out to embrace the random, reaching out to embrace what heaven may come. Embrace my desire to embrace my desire to feel and threatened, to feel connected to enough to stop the sight. Weeping like a willow, to feel inspired, to feel empowered, witness the beauty, to bathe in the fountains, to swing on the spiral, swing on the spiral. Swing on the spiral, how a divinity shows me your humor. I just went down. A little chef green here too. With my feet upon the ground, I lose myself. It's open wide. try to suck it in. I feel it move across my skin. I'm reaching out, I'm reaching out, I'm reaching for the random, for whatever will be, will love me, whatever will be, will love me. Following my will, and when it may just go where no one's been, will ride the spiral to the end. It may just go where no one's been. Spiral down, keep going. Spiral down, keep going. It's starting to look like a tree, right? Slowly but surely, it's getting there. It's just about time for me to run up to give my kids kisses goodnight. So fucking out of focus. Did you refocus yourself? You did, didn't you? Fuck. No. Yes, you did, you piece of shit. I don't know why that changed. It said on a manual focus, it should not shift from. I think I even took off the focus assist, so I shouldn't like. Cause sometimes it does like the facial recognition shit and starts to blast that. So I apologize. Maybe that's why everybody's been leaving. Nah, I'm just kidding. Nobody listens to me. Period. That's gonna be it. Mention this to me. Mention something. Mention anything. Mention this to me. Watch the weather change. It's better at least, right? I'll have to check into that again, find out if it does this again. Well, let me actually go do the kids, get that done. Alright. Something mentioned. Okay, that's not our closet. just a good. I've come curiously close to the end. Beneath myself, indulge in pitiful. Defeated, conceited, move closer. I may find comfort here. I may find peace within the emptiness. How pitiful. It's calling me. It's calling me. It's calling me. It's calling me. Focus again. You can focus again. What? Oh. It's not supposed to be on there. Whatever. Nobody's here. Doesn't matter. Here, raise your hand if you care. Admittedly, I can't see if you raised your hand. My darkest moment, feeble and weakened. The moon tells me a secret, a confidant. This fool and night as I am, this void is not my own. Million light reflections pass over me. The source is like an endless street. The source celebrates moment. Without her, we are like the satellites drifting. And as I pull my head out, I am without one doubt. Wouldn't appear down here, soothing my narcissism. I must choose to fight the ego before it's far too late. Before I pine away. Before I pine away. Before I pine away. Before I pine away. Gotta find a way to get it sharper for you guys. Fight the ego before it's far too late. Whenever my face fall, negative and blind and cynical. And it's far to find. This is all one mind. Imagine it unconceivable. Then let the words spill through. Let it fly straight through. Taken out of hope and reason. Pine away before we pine away. Before we pine away. Pine away. Train painting next and since fights. Alright, well. I gotta be very honest. I feel very, very satisfied with the way this is kind of kicking along. You know, like, even with the missed date yesterday because of the Halloween. I feel like this is still in a good spot. Probably for finishing next week. I'm thinking likely Wednesday, if I had to guess. I'm just taking a little bit of that super dark like color we made, kind of for outlining or whatever. I'm just throwing that a little bit into the tree in a couple spots to make it really have just a few really dark spots back there. Give it some depth in there. Body darks. This would be cool if I actually got like a lot of followers or whatever, and I had to require like the editors and mods and all that stuff. See if anybody could like have it so that when I'm slapping paint on here, it's like stuff will start making popping sounds. Yeah. Pretty funny. Or get annoying super fucking fast. Looks like trees there, aren't we? It's not too bad. That's too bad. Hey, oh, come here, you frog. Let's go a little classic folk. I've got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world! What a life, I'm in love. I got a song that I sing, I can make the rain go anytime I move my finger. Lucky me, can't you see I'm in love? Life is a beautiful thing, as long as I hold the string. I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let it go. I got a snowball on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, I'm in love. Life is a beautiful thing, as long as I hold the string. I'd be a silly so-and-so if I should ever let it go. I got the world on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the string around my finger. What a world. Man, this is life. Hey now, I'm so in love. So nobody chats. It's much too sad to be told. Practically everything leaves me totally cold. The only exception I know is the case when I'm out on a quiet spree, fighting vainly the old ennui, and I suddenly turn and see your fabulous face. I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me, why should it be true that I get a kick out of you? Some, they may go for cocaine. I'm sure that if took even one sniff, it would bore me terrifically too. Yet I get a kick out of you. I get a kick every time I see you standing there before me. I get a kick, though it's clear to see you obviously do not adore me. I get no kick in a plane flying too high with some gal in the sky is my idea of nothing to do. Yet I get a kick. You give me a boot. I get a kick out of you. Highway sounds annoying, isn't it? Should I put it back to the beach sounds? Even though I don't have a beach scene. I thought it worked before, but I don't know if it's. There are many, many crazy things that keep me loving. You know, like, oh, it's not just your single, Mariah. Yeah, I list a few. The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on a bumpy road to love. Till I'll always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, doo-doo-doo-doo, the way we danced until 3. The way you've changed my life. Oh no, they can't take that away from me. No, can't take that away from me. Not without a normalizer. Sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. You're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? You open it to speak. Are you smart? Don't change a hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine's Day. Each day is Valentine's Day. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? When you open it to speak, are you smart? Don't change a hair for me. If you care for me, stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's Day. Kind of go back in here a little bit. The tree branches going. Fairy tales can come true, can happen to you if you're young and hard. For as hard you will find to be narrow of mind when you're young and hard. And life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young and hard? As much as you are, it's much better by far to be young and hard. Baby, why about being alive? And here is the best part: you have a head start if you are among the very young and hard. You have a head start. Side now. To see, I hope that she turns out to be someone to watch. Lost in the woods, I know I could always be good to one who watch for me. Though I may not be the man some girls think of as handsome, but to her heart I'll carry the key. Won't you time, please? Put on some speed. Gotta be honest, I'm actually kind of amazed that my wife did not file for divorce today at about dinner time. Because she, I pulled like the ultimate, like, total dad joke bullshit on her. And I swear to God, I thought her eyes were going to roll into the back of her head. She's getting dinner ready, and I went to throw something out in the trash can, which put me a little closer to the basement. And so she says, well, while you're there, can you tell him to come up for dinner? Him being my son, who's in the basement playing video games. So I yell down the steps, him! Him! And Vincent yells back up, what? I said, your mother told me to tell him to come upstairs for dinner. I said, so him. And he's just sitting there. Yeah, and I can actually like hear him grumbling a little bit, like, oh my God, this is my father. And I don't have the heart to tell him yet that, you know, his older sister used to make very similar kind of sensations and feelings about the same age. And last night she was over helping to plan next year's Halloween. It's like, eventually you crack and fall under my plans. You know, and become one of you, like me. Sorry, kiddo. My youngest already there, man. I tell you what, as much as she likes to give me lip about anything, like anything really. I wish, if you go over to my my Instagram, which is at Menaceart, you can see a picture I posted. Actually, did I post a picture? Yeah, I posted it as a picture of me and her. Actually, I posted 2 pictures of me and her in our Halloween costumes. Because I was apologizing for no stream last night. I mean, and this is the second year in a row that she was like super creepy for Halloween, and she kind of did a quick trick-or-treating and then came back because she wanted to scare people at the house. And I think it's like, I gotta be honest, you know, like having a creepy kid at the house is even creepier. Like, you know, like, it's like, Children of the Corn type shit. Like, it's a creepy child, you know? And it's like, oh my god, creepy children are creepy. I know it's like redundant, but do you know what I mean? I mean, if you look at this photo of my daughter and me, now I'm like I said, I'm supposed to be like a scary ringmaster, but if you look at her, and she's like a wicked clown type thing or whatever, and she originally wanted us to do her hair like in the costume, like on the bag or whatever, but then she changed her mind last minute, and I think it works better. It makes it look even creepier. And it's like, Jesus Christ, you could plan a horror movie just around her look. It's worth a follow, too. It's that Menaceart. I mean, it's the same as here, so it's going to click. If you click that, it's just going to click you back to here, but just search me. Just search it. Menaceart. You should find me. I think you can. Search and verify. I got you under my skin. I got you deep in the heart of me. I know I said, I think Wednesday. I want to be safe, though. I think... So that's... I'm just thinking. It's 10 o'clock now, and I'm probably going to wrap it up because my eyes bothering me now. It's definitely time for medicine. So I think... Let's see. Next stream isn't until Sunday, right? No, you know what? I'll see. I'll see. I don't know if... Keep an eye on the Instagram or on Facebook. It's at Brian Coates Paintings. Not at Brian Coates Paintings. Brian Coates Paintings is a group or whatever. The page, whatever it is. It's not a group. It's a page. Keep a look on there. Maybe I can make a makeup on tomorrow or something, or Saturday. I'm not sure. Saturday might be a possibility because my wife and kids are supposed to go shopping for winter coats. So that might be a good time for me to pop in here and try to stream. So maybe we'll do an extra one. But for now, I'm just going to say, I think Thursday is a really good chance. Because I'm going to think, like, we're going to finish this probably in the next stream. But Sunday's really short, so it may not be able to be finished. And Monday's not very long either, so I don't know if we'll be able to get through here and finish that. But Wednesday and Thursday next week are normal 3-hour streams. So they'll be, or 2-hour streams, sorry, 2-hour streams. I wish I could stream for 3 hours. 2.5 usually. That's what I end up going with. I'm cutting it a little short tonight because, like I said, my eyes are really starting to bother me. This fucking pink eye. I swear to God. But, yeah, we'll pick it up on Sunday. Probably 7 o'clock, 7:30. Well, 7:30. I'll say 7:30. We're eating at my parents', and that always seems to take longer. And then, we'll see what else we can wrap up with here, you know? And then, but I'm happy with what we got. These trees are starting to look like trees. That's cool. Yeah? Yells in my ear. Don't you know? So I gotta go take some NyQuil and flush my eyes out again. I gotta remember to put some of the lighter greens in here. Alright. Right. Let's see, what else? So we're gonna wrap it up. So I know I'm supposed to go later, but my eyes kill me. The next stream Sunday, 7:30. Should be. I hope we can get through the trees. I think we can get the trees done. Man. Trying to think of anything else. As I said, if you want to see what my kid and I looked like on Halloween, just go over to Instagram. Like I said, I'd love to hear comments and see if anybody followed it. Just to see if I'm convinced you could do a horror film around my daughter's makeup. She looks so creepy in that one photo, especially. I had the red light on her. So, have a good night. I gotta go take meds.